what happened was true.
So this is a little day trip I took. I went to Texas, and I was always like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, since the first one back in '74, and they remade it in 2003. But I was always fascinated with this and liked it, and I seen them, so I wanted to go see the sites. So I grabbed a map one day and I planned out the sites, and it visited. There's about 9 sites, and it was pretty neat. It was just a day trip, and as you can see right here, I made a map of it. So pretty much it's a big circle. If you start in Austin, it'll just be a big circle. You start by eating breakfast at one place, then you can have like a dinner at another at the end of the road. But I'm just making this video so you can see the different places. Like I said, I already mapped them out and just give you some of the hints along the way, because like one of the places I wasn't able to eat breakfast because they were closed on that day. So just little tips and stuff. Some of the places you can get in, some you can't, and just give a better idea of the exact locations. Like I said, not all of them are exact because it was like 40 years ago, 50 years ago, but still a nice little map to start, and you can do some exploring on yourself, and it should only take you about a day or so. So the first place I went was this Grand Central Cafe. It's in Kingsland, Texas. Now this is the original house from 1973, but it was actually moved from over by Round Rock, Texas. It was moved all the way over here, and I'll show you the spot at Round Rock, Texas later on. But this is the same exact house as she's going in, and now it's a cafe. It's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, so just make sure you plan for a different day. But you can go in there, and if you look down the hallway, that's the same hallway that's still there today. The only thing is all them stuff back there on the back, of course, isn't there. That's the way to walk. That's actually the bathroom now. But if you take that door right there off to the left, you can walk right in. There's a whole little restaurant there, and even if you walk upstairs, they got like a little setup with some autographs and some pictures, and even have a grandpa doll up there. So that'd be a good place to start. It's pretty far out of the way, so it's going to be a nice little drive, but that'd be a good place to start. Then I'd go head over to Baghdad Cemetery. It was like from the original cemetery scene, and if you see that big one in the back, the pointy one right there, that one's there now, but the one that he's actually sitting on, you'll see here in a minute, it looked like it was in the middle of a road. So this is the general location. Like I said, it's not an exact to the inch location, but it's pretty general. But you get into the cemetery, you can just drive around it freely. I'm assuming whatever cemetery hours are. But you can drive in there, drive around freely, and you'll see it pretty easily because it's not a really big place.
You see it over my shoulder?
Yes.
But the cemetery, like right about where I'm standing, I think that's where that gravestone was, because I'm assuming they just put it in for the movie. And but then again, it has been like 50 years, so who knows what could have happened in the last 50 years. But that's pretty much the general spot of it.
Over my shoulder?
Yes.
And this place is in Lender, Texas, so you got to go check it out. And this right here, after you leave there, you drive, and it's the general location of the original house. I don't have the exact coordinates, but it's the general location before they moved the house. Now, they said there's still a platform back there somewhere, and even the lake, like where they were supposed to go swimming when they were kids. There's that dry. I mean, it's dry now, and depending on what season it is, doesn't look exactly the same. But now it's like a whole little suburbia. Now there's a hotel, or not a hotel, but apartments. There's little markets or shopping center. You can drive back there, walk around there, and just explore. But I'm assuming it doesn't look nothing like it did back then, and it's all like updated now, modernized, and it's actually a whole little town right there. Yeah, the next stop around is the Meanite Cafe, or Meanite. Not the Meanite, it's the Salil store in Manor, Texas. And you can see in the bottom and the top, the gas pumps aren't there and the trees are different, just depending on the season. But that's where Jessica Biel and them, they pulled in the original to get gas and go to the little liquor store. So you can go there and walk around. It's sort of isolated. There's a creepy looking house across the street that looks a little creepy, but it's a pretty nice little place to go see. And it's not open. From what they say, there used to be like a Johnny Cash, like a honky tonk bar in there. So I'm assuming they closed it down. Maybe it was like one of the things of COVID. But there it is right there. Like I said, they don't have the gas pumps there no more, and a lot of them trees are gone. Maybe that's just whoever bought it decided to get rid of trees, or who knows why, but there's no trees there. But that is the same exact store that they pulled into the gas station. Now this right here is the next location. It's just like a farmhouse, and it's still an active farmhouse, so you're not allowed to get onto it. This is about as close as you can get to. There's like a dirt road right in front of there. But this is the house from 2003 that they visited, where Leatherface and his family lived. So you can see it from the road, but they don't like you to go up there. I guess they've had a lot of problems with people going up there and trying to take memorabilia, and yeah, so I know they had a movie made. I don't know why they're pushing people off. They definitely made money from the movie, but this is about as close as you can get is from the street. They won't let you get no closer. Then right here, this is when you start heading out towards the bridge. It's not really marked. It's just a country road, but this is me right there. As you can see, it's the hill from that the two guys in part two, they're driving up and down, and I'm assuming the way it looks is they're just driving up and down that same road, making it look like a lot longer than it is, but because it's the same hills the whole way. But you can just drive by these hills. I don't even think there's nothing there to even stop and look at, so you sort of got to be keeping your eyes open for it, but you'll drive by it. Yeah, then this right here, this is the bridge when they're driving up and down. You know, the kids are yelling and screaming. You know, they're talking to the lady in the phone or in the radio place at the radio station, and this is when the truck pulls up next to them. And like that, when you look at this bridge, it looks a whole lot smaller than in there. You can't drive on it no more. It's closed off. That's about as close as you can get to it. But it's right next to the main road, and it's right by, there's like a weird little village right there. That's why I put the neighborhood kitchen and yard, because that's the closest place I could find to the bridge. But it's pretty neat to go. Like I said, it's probably movie magic, where in the movies it looks a whole lot bigger, a whole lot longer, and it's actually like a pretty small bridge. So a lot has probably changed over the years, but it's still there. And like I said, you could look at it, you could walk underneath it a little bit, but not much else to really do there besides look at it. So yeah, this right here is probably like the most popular Texas Chainsaw Massacre site right there in Texas. You know, it's a gas station from the original one in the 70s, and it's still there, but now there's no more gas pumps, so it's not a gas station, and sort of out in the middle of nowhere. But it gets a lot of traffic because it's pretty widely known, and they also actually serve like some barbecue there, and it's actually really good barbecue. But you can see it's pretty much set up the same, at least the building is. You know, they got the aisle that she was running away from, and you know, she's running down that little place in front of the door, and there's the door that she actually gets taken in, and she gets put in that room back there, which is a kitchen now. You know, I tried to go back there, but they didn't really let anyone go back there right now. Yeah, so not only the barbecue, but it's also like a store with a bunch of collectibles, like the little NECA figures and pictures and t-shirts and all kinds of little collectibles in there for all the different movies. And they got a van there. It's not the original van, but it's an exact replica, so they got it parked right there. And in the back, they even have like a little picnic place, and I think they even have like cabins to rent. It looks like a couple of cabins.